Welcome, everyone. We're here with our weekly updates pertaining to real estate news, COVID updates, and marketing news. We're here with Florida Closing and Escrow and BOW, Brokers Opens Worldwide. So, first to start, we're still at an impasse with the stimulus, and there's been a moratorium on evictions. Anthony, anything you want to add to those two subjects?
Yeah, so as far as the moratorium on evictions, that CDC declaration can be downloaded from their website, and anybody that qualifies can sign that and provide that to their landlords to prevent an eviction for non-payment of rent. And as far as the stimulus, yeah, so looks like negotiations are stalled at the moment. Senate is still technically in recess until October 19th. And it looks like their focus for the time being is going to be on Senate confirmation. So we'll just have to continue waiting to see if they come back to another round of stimulus talks.
Okay, thank you. All right, the 30-year fixed rate has decreased by 3% to a new low for mortgages. Also, there's been 6.6% of mortgages that are in a state of delinquency in July. That's a jump of 2.8 percentage points from prior time. There's a 120 delinquency rate. The 120-day delinquency rate was at 1.4%, which is the highest rate in more than 21 years. The good news is that there are many buyers now looking for full-time and second homes coming from New Jersey, California, and New York. So the flight continues. In fact, the percent of those looking for homes has increased 15%, whereas condos have decreased 3.3%. And that has a lot to do with the pandemic, that people want the more space and a lot of flight from urban locations to homes with more land and office space, etc. Anyone want to add to that?
Yeah, the interesting stat is since September of 2019 to September of this year, the number of sales, even with the pandemic, is only down 3%. So that's actually a pretty decent statistic. Also, new listings from last year to this year is actually up 13%. So that's interesting as well. A couple more stats is the median sales price for all property types, house, single family homes, and condos, is up 14%. Average sale price is up 26%. So that's really good news for sellers. The median list price is up 13%, and the average list price is up 26%. So all these numbers are showing a good sign for the real estate market.
Okay, thank you. The next question goes to Anthony Bauza, one of our expert real estate attorneys at Florida Closing Escrow. Question is, how can agents help home sellers to achieve sky-high return on their investors? As we know, buyers and sellers' perceptions don't always match. So what actions make the biggest emotional impacts for the buyers at the smallest financial impact for the sellers?
Right. So achieving a high return on investment doesn't always mean spending a lot. So there's some low-cost tips that are very effective that agents can use. One of the things that is probably one of the most effective is doorknobs. So just changing out an old doorknob on a front door, it's the first thing that a buyer will touch. That's their first impression. So something as simple as replacing a front doorknob will help significantly, and it literally opens the door for potential sales. in that same respect, remaining neutral, so just giving a quick coat of a neutral paint to the home, that also helps. It helps to create a blank slate that buyers could then, envision their tastes and their preferences in the home. And also, while we're talking about appearance, the outside of the home is very important too. When it comes to listings, it basically becomes an online beauty contest. So catching the buyer's attention is very important. If you have a garden or lawn, vibrant green colors, vibrant colors of flowers, pictures taken in the summer or the spring, those help tremendously. And these are all things that could be done for a relatively low cost, and it will definitely help to get sellers looking at the properties and making offers.
True. People don't want to be reminded of the winter. They want to be reminded of the summer and anything green. Okay. The next question goes to John Iowanu from Florida Closing Escrow. Migration rates have reached the highest level since 2017 per Redfin. They've increased a whopping 28.7%. If you can elaborate on this?
Yeah, exactly. These are some big numbers that we're seeing. So that 28.7% of Redfin users look to move to a different metro area during July and August, according to their last migration report. That number rose from 27.4% during the second quarter of 2020 and marks its highest level since Redfin began tracking the data in 2017. As the pandemic continues to impact American lives in significant ways, Redfin has seen buyers move out of the more expensive and densely populated coastal markets to more affordable and spacious markets elsewhere. So places like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, DC, and Chicago continue to see the biggest net outflows in July and August, as they did during the second quarter as well. So as we mentioned last time, these are big advertising and marketing opportunities that realtors down here in South Florida should be targeting.
True, and they say since they're, for the pandemic, people don't have to live by their work as much anymore because they're working remotely. They think the trend will probably continue. All right, the next question goes to Anthony Bauza. From mindset to marketing, how can agents reach more and convert more leads?
So there's various ways that can be done. One of the important things is lots of agents like to market themselves as local neighborhood experts. And instead of just telling people this, it's a good idea to be able to show this. So you could post online videos to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, even your own website, and establish your expertise in the neighborhood. Participate in local charities, interview local individuals, and get that information out there so they can see that you are a neighborhood expert. Some other strategies that can be used is one thing that's known as a magic buyer letter. So you can generate leads from sold listings simply by sending out a letter that says, the property located at, 123 Main Street just sold, but we have dozens of buyers from realtors.com and Zillow.com who have not yet purchased. Would you be interested in having your home shown to any of these buyers? And with that letter, you can generate lots of leads from those sold listings. Another good tip is to explain why these properties were sold. You could use attention-grabbing headlines in emails, print, digital, social media. Ask why did these properties sell in less than 7 days, or 3 reasons why these properties sold over asking price. Things like this will be very helpful in converting leads and getting the attention out there to you, and hopefully increasing your sales.
Okay, and for the listing appointment, what are 3 things that you recommend?
For the listing appointment, definitely know the market statistics. Top producers know the market cold. They can tell you how many properties have been listed, what percentages of those have sold, and at what price. Definitely at this time, discuss virtual home tours. One of the top searched Google search is for virtual or 3D tours, virtual open houses. There's been a 400% increase in searches regarding 3D tours and virtual tours. So on your next listing appointment, definitely discuss the various virtual home tours and open house options. And I know, Cindy, you always mention those options that are available. And definitely focus on that, because we are definitely, during this pandemic, it has become a necessity, and we're starting to see lots of buyers actually prefer this.
Okay, yes, 15 million people are doing searches for virtual home tours, virtual open houses, and 3D tours. And things that you should also ask your sellers are, what are your greatest concerns in selling your property? What are 5 things you love the most, and 5 things that you will miss the most? Okay, and yes, as Anthony mentioned, we do help with the virtual and the live opens. They get a lot more viewers, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But we'd like to add a few things to apps. Cool apps that you can use are HighNote.io, allows you to send your pre-list package in a mobile format. You can see how often sellers opened it and the pages they viewed, so you can focus on what matters to them most. Another app is punchlistusa.com, a tool for estimating the cost of inspection repairs before taking the listing, or things that buyers may request after viewing the property. They can send out an inspector to evaluate the property, or you can get a detailed report or repair estimate within 1 business day. Another tool is Vixer. You can create professional looking videos from your mobile devices. You could stitch together videos and pictures together with your live photo feature on your iPhone, and you can add music, clips, and more. So these are some great tools that can be added. And John, if you want to elaborate.
Yeah, there's actually 10 Google tips that realtors can use to convert more leads. The first one is, and the biggest omission realtors make, is leaving off the state where they work. For example, and I didn't actually even know this, in the US, there are 18 cities named Paris. So your website visitors need to know that they have the right city in the right state. Second, according to Oodle, the 3 most popular real estate search terms are street name, city, and zip code. So pro tip number 1 is to make sure you include your city, state, and zip code on the front page of your website. Number 2, make sure your Google profile is complete and up to date. Google Maps often appear on the first page of many searches, sometimes even ahead of the organic or paid search results. So to increase the probability of your site and business address will appear, make sure your Google profile is complete and up to date, and that your website has great local content and videos. So pro tip number 2 is Google uses your profile to determine your placement. So include the following in your Google profile: the exact location on the map, opening hours, your website URL, telephone number, business description, photos, and the categories of real estate you serve, such as residential, investment, or commercial. Number 3 is take advantage of the long tail. Long tail search strategies are nothing new. Big competitors lack the resources to compete in small slivers of market. So the old-fashioned notion of farming 500 to 1,000 homes still works today. So you just need to apply that to your website. So pro tip number 3 is choose a specific market niche, whether it's geographical, military, condos, senior estates, or something else. Use long tail search strategies to create a separate page for your niche, which includes examples like horseshoebayhomes.com, liveincherrycreek.com, westlakeGolfProperties.com, things like that. Number 4 is your website mobile friendly? This is actually very important. In other words, does the page size automatically adjust to fit the width of the device that the person's on? If not, your search results will appear below other sites that are not mobile friendly. So make sure your website's mobile friendly. Number 5, how fast does your website load? Very fast loads are 90 or above. And actually, not too many of the big companies have that. Coldwell Banker, Zillow, Redfin, they rank between 30 and 35. So pro tip number 5 is make sure your loading site is up in the higher numbers, and you can check your web provider to see what steps you can take to improve how quickly your site loads. Also, you can try the page speed insights and check out your upload speeds. Number 6, the quickest way to build COs with no shortcuts. You can become a trustworthy source. So to improve your SEO without taking shortcuts, create interesting, informative, helpful content on your site to help educate and entice potential customers. This will not only build a solid foundation for strategic link building, but also make your brand a trustworthy source for real estate expertise. So pro tip number 6 is use special reports like 10 ways to save money on your next mortgage, provide current market data, information about upcoming community events, and interviews with local business owners, and then post them on your site. Google loves up-to-date current content because it's what users search for. Number 7 is write a great headline. 5 times as many people read your headline as they read the body of your post. So when people scan a headline, they tend to read the first 3 and the last 3 words. So 6-word headlines are basically what it should be used. With 55 characters, usually gets the most clicks. Number 8 is use video testimonials. We know Google owns YouTube, right? So they also scan LinkedIn for testimonials. So obtaining as many video testimonials as possible and post them on your website is a great way as well. Number 8, consumers search for reviews. So make it easy for your website visitors to find your reviews on the first page of your site. It also helps Google ranking as well. Number 9 is featured snippets. According to Google, featured snippets provide a quick answer or summary with a content snippet from a relevant website. They are most likely to show up on your search in the form of a question. So examples are a link to a page, or a page title, or a URL of a page. And the questions can be something like, what is the fastest way to save for a down payment in Miami, Florida? Things like that. And then number 10, put your tagging on steroids. Most agents are aware of how tagging works on social media sites like Facebook and Instagram. It's important that you also tag your videos and other posts based on what keywords produce the best search results. So if you need help with keywords, there's this Keywords Everywhere. It's a Chrome extension that helps generate a list of relevant keywords for any post or video you're making. So those are the top 10 Google tips.
Okay, thank you. So for help with these and other tools such as the 3D tours, we have an expert available for that. He will include tags so you can post on social media, plus a landing page of your listing. We also have digital business cards available that will have lead capture and a landing page as well, web alerts that will turn viewers into subscribers to your website. We have professional photographers for photos, drone, video, immersion tours, and virtual staging. We have BOW tools, which are the live simulcast broadcasts that will be live opens or showings and events we could create with Facebook and or Google invites with lead capture. And again, since there are 15 million viewers searching, you will get some of this audience, and there's additional ways we can help with targeted digital marketing to capture the audiences that you are looking for. So we're here to help you with BOW, Brokers, Opens, and Tours Worldwide, novel marketing tools, and more, plus Florida Closing and Escrow, John Iwano and Anthony Bauza, expert attorneys, and our professional team. We have several languages, including English, Spanish, Russian, and more available. We conduct closings in the office, curbside even during these times, out of state, out of country with the online notarization. And we include the legal services, escrow, answering questions, contract draft, review, addendums. We can set up LLCs for you at cost and help you structure deals to close. So our team is here to help you with your success. FloridaClosing.com, 786-787-0425 for general questions, and for legal, 305-720-2844 or 1-800-FL-CLOSE. So we look forward to seeing you next week. And in the interim, we're here to assist you, and we hope you stay safe, healthy, and successful. You want to add anything, John or Anthony?
Perfectly said.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you soon.